Let me go ahead and get this ball rolling. There we go. Okay. I'm so excited. Let's talk about it. Okay. Interesting. This is going to be very Oh my. Let me turn this down. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. I want to know who is here. It is time to get focused. Okay, so if you're watching now, you probably watched it earlier on my Substack. Let me tell you what happened. Let me give you the tea. I have not turned it on. Only Travis can send messages. Oh yeah. I was about to say, what is that? Okay. One of the biggest things I want to discuss today is when it comes down to the simulation theory. Um and when it comes down to understanding where we are with our soul, the creativity and all this good stuff, it's very important that we start to do some really, really deep research and some soul searching within ourselves. So this is actually my second time doing this video. I did it earlier today, Substack, only recorded, which I'm very disappointed in because it was such a good live. We were only able to capture 20 minutes of it. And I think I know over a clean hour and 15 minutes. Um, and one of the beautiful things about like doing a topic a second time in a day is that, you can capture some more things that you wish you could have expounded on. And I'm going to attempt to do that today. So if you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, definitely comment replay. In fact, I would even go as far as to say that there was some little glitching and things like that going on, um, even as I tried to get this live up. But we are here. We are here. Um, One of the things I want us to be very, very um, honest with ourselves about, right? Is that when it comes down to doing business, when it comes down to creating, especially in chaos, making money, um, trying your best to help people with where they are, you're going to have to consistently refine your messaging and refine your content. It's very important that you lead with that. Okay. Lead with good content, lead with quality content. But you also have to make sure that you are moving people into something else where they are getting help. It is not enough to just be encouraged these days. You actually need strategy. Okay. So I do have my link pinned. And so, if you are looking for help, if you're looking for someone to sit down with you, look at your offers, your messaging, and getting clear on some things, you definitely need to book a one on one with me ASAP. All right. So, let's just go ahead and get started. This morning, I thanked everyone for the prayers and checking in with my father. I kind of told us a funny story of how he's so bullheaded and all of that. And he was talking about how much he was ready to eat and all that good stuff, but he pulled through surgery just fine. This was yesterday. I just got back from seeing him in the hospital, but he is well. talking. My baby sister was there because it's I have two sisters, so it's three of us, three girls. I do have a brother who's older, um, but it's the core of us is in at three. So I'm the eldest daughter. So for me to kind of check in with things and make sure everything was fine. My baby sister was there, like I said, and my two nephews. They were happy to see me. They were like, TJ, TJ. So it was good to see them too. And so got Maddie and was able to get home and get, settled. But thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for their prayers, reaching out, DMs, text messages, emails did not go unnoticed. Thank you so much. And I also stated today that I took time to actually feel. I think that it's so important to allow yourself to feel. Um and I think it's so interesting that emotionally, like with our emotions, we have to be very, um, we have to feel. And we have to allow ourselves to do that. A lot of people don't want to feel. They don't want to feel anything. And they want to go without feeling. And it's so important to allow yourself to process emotions, because that's how you know yourself. So if you keep yourself suppressed, if you keep yourself like, I don't want to feel, I don't want to feel, I don't want to feel, that is going to manifest in the body. That's definitely going to manifest in the body. Um, definitely process your emotions. Okay. Um, people don't realize how important that is. When you have dis-ease and when you have all kinds of stuff going on with the body, it can manifest in so many different ways. So you have to take care of yourself, because a lot of people do not do that, and then they wonder why. They wonder why they have so many issues with their health and all of that. So it's very important to do that. If you're like I said, if you're watching live, y'all comment live. Can you hear me? Let me see here. Um, please let me know in the comment section. If not, I'm gonna assume that you cannot, and I will end the live. You know how I do. Because what I don't want to do is yap and you guys just stick around and you don't say anything. You just see my lips moving and you don't let me know that you can see me or hear me. And we got to get better at that because we used to do that. I don't know what happened. I don't know if people just got tired of writing or whatever. But let me know if you can hear me. I mean, I know you want my presence and you like to see me in real time. um, but definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. Another thing too is, okay, thank y'all so much. Cause like I said, I end the live and be like, well, I guess they ain't hear me. Um, and and this is why I do that. I do that because I want to make sure that the tech is right. The tech is right. So thank y'all so much. Thank you, Savon. Okay, so let's get into the lesson from today because, like I said, it was so rich. But like I also said, is that sometimes when you do something a second time, it's much richer, right? It's much more. What is it called? Is I can expound more, right? Because there were maybe some things that I didn't cover the first time that I can cover this time. I told everybody on Substack I was on. Hopefully they see the link. And make sure I gave them the right link. Cause honey, they will be like, which link is it? I missed it. Um and I know everybody's trying to get in and get settled. Um, but here we go. Here we go. Let's talk about it. Let me bring up my notes once again. When it comes down to the simulation theory, okay, and I'm going to have to be just a little bit careful. Yes, Courtney, it was definitely the wrong link. I had to take it down because it was not connecting. That's what I said. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Mercury's retrograde. I don't know what's happening, but I'm not keeping up with the transits right now. Yeah, that first link was 33 seconds because I took it down. Okay, so this is where we at. So thank y'all so much for dealing. I love y'all analytical folks. Y'all tickle me. Analytical, the analytics of the group. I love y'all, but let's flow. And thank y'all so much for being here. Um, okay, so let's just kind of hop into the simulation theory. So, what is that? What is that? The simulation theory is literally kind of like a game, a video game. Like I said, just think about if you were playing, Sonic the Hedgehog or some other cuz I had Sonic the Hedgehog. Other people had Mario Brothers. They all had different types of video games that they played cuz back then, and somebody said this too. Somebody said that if you were a video game player back in the day, like, you probably had the mentality of, like, strategic thinking. There was some strategy. You understood strategy. You understood how to think in a process, which I can appreciate. And so, for those of us who did some video game playing, because I had that. I had the Sega Genesis. Some people had, Nintendo, and then they had all these different variations of games. They even have the Game Boys, all of that, right? And so when we're talking about um doing the playing games, right? Playing games. The simulation theory is rooted in how this game, like the simulation theory of how we interact with this reality is a simulation. That's the whole point. So this is not metaphoric. This is literally a reality where you are, it's almost like reality is a video game running on hardware somewhere that we cannot see, that we cannot access. Okay? So, which all of this is very interesting. It's very interesting, right? So, the modern version, and I want to make sure I'm giving y'all the deets because this is rich. This is rich. The foundational premise of assimilation is that we may be living inside a computer program, as I described before, created by a civilization far more advanced than our own. That is that is the claim. Okay. If you're watching live, come in live. If you're watching the replay, come in replay. I want to make sure I'm because this is all about us. This is all about us. This is about human beings living in this crazy thing that we call reality with all this stuff going on. Bring your notebooks. You can be taking some notes. Simulation theory says that we are all likely living in an extremely powerful computer program directed by an entity outside of our physical comprehension. Humans in this scenario, in this realm, are not necessarily real or tangible beings, but instead we're predetermined, coded constructs of a digital world. So when we're talking about a video game, the video game is not something that you bring in. It's raw. There's no rules. It's got rules built in. It's got codes built in. Hey Kendra, it's got codes built in. There are rules built in. Make sure you like this video too. Make sure you send it to one or two people if you can. This is what I'm talking about. It's already come coded. I think my Myron Golden said that the universe, it was not just created. It was also coded. It was also coded. And I said, "Oh, like, oh my goodness." Like, I never thought about that. It was also called, so there's an algorithm. What's an algorithm? It's already predetermined. Okay. So all this stuff that's going on in the world is predetermined because the laws and the rules came with the reality. I'm already, let me calm down. Directed by an entity outside of our physical comprehension. Humans in this realm, I'm trying not to be so loud. Humans in this realm, in this scenario, in this plane, plane, are not, hey, Dr. Beauty, are not necessarily real and tangible beings, all holographic, kind of, but instead predetermined, like I said, coded constructs of a digital world. Think of, and this is what I said this morning, think of this as the ultimate game of The Sims, except you are the character on the screen. Except you are the character. So three things can be true. Three things can be true. And this was coined by, what's his name? Philosopher Nick Bostrom, Bostrom. Hey Jetty. Who's watching on YouTube? I see T Marie, I see Swavan, I see Courtney. Who else is watching? Make sure you like the video too, y'all. Give me some hearts. Trying to grow this thing, y'all. The universe is coded with an algorithm. There's an algorithm. And how you know this? How do I know this? It's a, because you have randoms too. You have random things that happen in the universe, like dark holes. You have shooting stars or exploded stars and things like that. And then you also have a solar system, right? And there's so many different theories surrounded by all of this, non-local, local, ethereal, all of that, non dark matter. It's so many different pieces to this. That's why I say I gotta see. Substack was the perfect place I could talk but that's okay though. We're gonna keep doing. We're gonna keep making it do what it do. Dr. Beauty ain't got 100 pages. Y'all don't do that. Do not do that. I have 100 pages. I ain't got but 4 on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, Facebook. But I'm gonna tell you this, because everybody needs to be having 100 pages the way this all this is looking. Because Facebook and YouTube pay the most. Period. All we need to be doing is creating, and remember that content shapes culture. We're the new media. We are the new media. We are shaping the mentality and the perspectives of the generation to come, right? So when it comes down to this game thing, there are three things that can be true. And this was again proposed by Nick Bostrom, Bostrom. He's a philosopher and proposed a simulation argument. And he said that if a civilization becomes capable of creating conscious simulations, I'm gonna break it down for you so y'all can understand. Conscious simulations, it could generate so many simulated beings that a randomly chosen conscious entity would almost certainly be in a simulation. I know you was, Dr. Beauty. This argument presents a trilemma, not a dilemma. Okay. Either such simulations are not created because of technological limitations of self destruction. I'm going to break it down for you. Number two, civilizations capable of it choose not to run them. Or number three, advanced civilizations do create them And the number of simulations would far exceed the base reality. Jay, break that down in plain language. One of the three things can be true. Number one, no civilization ever survives long enough to build this type of technology, the simulation. Number two, advanced civilizations could, but choose not to run simulations. That whole Tartaria situation. I got to be careful saying that because they'll say, well, make sure it's true. They'll put all these disclaimers up on your video. Number three, we are almost certainly inside of one right now because the simulated universes would outnumber the real one by billions. Now, let's go here. In simulation theory, rock with me. Why do I need to know this, Jay? Because y'all got to get above the foolishness. Why does that even matter? Because you got to get above the foolishness. You got to get above the foolishness. Your soul has to overcome this, right? So the simulation theory at its very core, the observer, which is you, shapes the output, or someone above you if you're not playing. If you're not even aware that you're in a simulation, you shift your energy to someone above that. You give your power back to somebody. You don't take the controller anymore. You relinquish that power to someone else. Because we are being watched and observed unless we get to a place where we are co-creating with that, because everything is already created, really, to be honest. Everything, according to quantum theory, everything is already done. And quantum, I told y'all, quantum is God. Where does where does where does God fit into all of this? God is quantum. With God, all things are possible. How would I know that, Jay? Because I'm aware that all things are possible. I am is God. I am aware that there are so many possibilities of how all this works. This is why I told y'all, when it comes down to all this AI stuff and these bros and these tech bros, and they telling you that the world about to end, and we're gonna be this, and don't even save for retirement, like Elon said, and then 5 years up the road, why you ain't save for retirement? Didn't you just say? But see, he's dealing with quantum, and you falling for the okie doke. You better save for retirement. How many times have they told us that stuff was ending? How many times have they told us that stuff, when we wake up in the morning, stuff was gonna be down, and the end of the world was coming, and get all your water? You remember Y2K? We talked about that this morning. Y2K and all these other movies that tell you they have to simulate a feeling of some is coming, instead of worrying about what's not worried, but focusing on the now. That's why you're not focused on right now. You worried about what's gonna happen. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Hey, Tanika, I'm scared. Girl, I'm getting nervous. Why you getting nervous? You plan for tomorrow. You don't worry about it. You don't worry about tomorrow. You plan for it. And when you plan for it, planning is a spiritual activity anyway. Because when I know that I'm in a game, when I know that I'm here to put, because I know that there's a game. If I'm being observed, that means that there are rules and there are codes and there are strategies, and all of these things are already locked in the game. That's why they got to tell you you got free will, because you get a chance to choose out of all these possibilities. Come on, Dr. Beauty. She said that he's also betting, talking about Elon, he is also betting that we depend on the universal income. And that's to be determined. Because universal basic income is an idea for now. It has it been tried? Is it being piloted in some areas? Absolutely. But I told people, I said, if they knew, if they that would have already been implemented. They playing with the mind. They have to play with it. Yes, we have been. We had the $1,600 checks. We had the $500 checks. We had the $600 checks. They played with that. You see what I'm saying? And we end up paying it back. so 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 the rules of reality. Quantum mechanics says that the observer shapes the output. What all of these are pointing towards is that the rules of reality are more responsive. Come on, somebody. They're more responsive to the quality of the mind, engaging them than we have been trained to believe. I'm going to say that again. Consciousness, I'm going back to the beginning of the sentence. Consciousness is not confined to the body. Consciousness, your awareness, the absolute, the presence. Consciousness is not confined to the body. It's not confined to the body. It's non-local. It's in the ethereal. What all of these are pointing to is that the rules of reality are more responsive to the quality of the mind, engaging them. Engaging what, Jay? The rules of reality. Every profession, every business model, every content ecosystem, every digital product, everything is simultaneously possible and uncertain. Every client, every sale, every dream that you ever had, every outcome, every goal. Come on, somebody. Is simultaneously possible and uncertain. Because it depends, going right on back to, it goes back to the rules of reality are more responsive to the quality of the mind. So that means you got to upgrade the quality of your mind. Because when you upgrade the quality of your mind, the rules of reality upgrades as well. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the whole point. We're ushering in a new simulation. There's a new simulation that's being, so every age there's a shifting of new. This is why they got to have a new heaven and a new earth, because they didn't toe up the last one. And so now they're trying to find a way to create a new heaven and a new earth because they didn't toe up this one. And they toe up the last one too. Everything got to become brand new. So pole shift. Antarctica got stuff going on now. All this stuff is happening. And then we got AI happening, human and machine. And see, it looks foreign to us, and it's messing us up because of the messaging centered around artificial intelligence, because people say, I don't want to do that. But you got people on the other side of the world that are harmoniously working with you. Got the elderly that are getting competent in artificial intelligence in China. So why is the hiccup over here when it get towards the states in North America and all that? Why is it? Because of how we talk about it. And see, our quality of mind has to be upgraded because we think that we too old to learn something new. We think we just too big. I just got so much going on, Jay. You don't understand. No, you don't understand how important it is for you to learn and get present. Because according to the simulation of the old economy is glitching. The rules are rewriting in real time. People are learning quantum at record speed. They're learning how to work with the thing. It's already done. So when we say it's already done, that's a fact. That's not something that's woo woo talk. It's already done. Just say it's already done. It's already done. It's already done. Tanika, it's but see, when we are terrified by the rules being rewritten, they are waiting for they are waiting for things to stabilize before they take some sort of action. And you going your nervous system gonna melt out by then. All of y'all need to learn how to work in a pre-collapse state, in a pre-collapse space. You can hold multiple possibilities and then decide which one it's gonna be for you. Did you hear how I put that? Y'all quiet and it's getting on my nerve. You got to understand that you can hold multiple possibilities, even in your uncertainty, and then choose because you choose in alignment to the quality of your mind at that time. So the key is you gotta you got to increase the quality of your mind. Because if I'm playing the game, if I'm playing Sega Genesis, if I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog, if I'm playing if I'm playing all these video games, because you got Twitch. Look at the name of these platforms, Twitch. They're playing real life simulations, multiple universes, multiple dimensions, multiple realms at the same time. There's so many different universes going on right now. Folk don't even understand. Like you're playing with other people. You listen, you on the headsets, the gamers, you got the gamer chairs, you got the aesthetic, you got the LED lights, you got the mood step, you got all these things to keep you comfortable as you are doing simulations of another universe. You don't even know if that's what you're doing. You could be completely controlling another reality as we speak, and you don't even know. You think it's a game, and it is a game. Just like somebody could be doing the same thing here in an advanced area and to somewhere else you're the advanced ones. You don't know that. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing things out there. So the people who will dominate the next 5 to 7 to 10 years to 15 are not necessarily the most tech skilled. They are the ones who can hold creative intention clearly while operating inside a chaotic and fast shifting environment. They are the ones who can build agents. They are the ones that can trust these agents. They are the ones that can build a reality and redirect them without losing their presence and their focus and their center and their foundation. They are the ones whose inner design, their inner knowing is stable enough that external chaos becomes a signal for them to move. It doesn't control how they move, it signals them which way we going. Because see, your mind has to come above the matter though. That's just about that. You got to get above that. You have to get above that. You have to. There's no other way. I want you to think about this too. Conscious states, conscious states of mind, conscious states of being can supervene on any physical realm, provided that system implements the right sort of computational structures and processes. So, if consciousness isn't exclusive to the physical biology or the biology of a person, then a sufficiently advanced computer could host a genuine experience. That's the bridge between science and the spiritual implications of things. Jay, break that down because I didn't catch that. That's too over for me. I got you. Conscious states can supervene on any physical system. Reading this again, provided that system implements the right sort of computational structures and processes. So what I said earlier was that your mind doesn't have to live in a brain. It just has to live in something that works the same way a brain works. Your mind has to be positioned in a non-local state for you to go above it, for you to get non-local to see, and that's where metacognition comes in. Think of it like this, the same example I gave this morning. Music doesn't care if it plays from a CD. It don't care if it plays from a cassette tape. It doesn't care if it's played from a CD, your Apple Music, your Spotify, your what's the other one? All the streaming stuff. The song is still the same. It don't change because you changed. It doesn't have to change because you change platforms. Just like you can listen to the same message on Facebook, you can listen to the same message on YouTube, and you can just listen to the same thing on Substack podcasts with audio only. The container has to be capable of carrying it. So if I build a computer that can process information the same way that my brain does, consciously, that consciousness could theoretically run on just that instead. It can run on the computer, which means what we call being alive and being aware may not be locked into the body. Sometimes you can go up above the body. Exactly, Tanika. Exactly. Building the second brain, taking all those thoughts and then putting it into a contained space where you can draw off of and do your. Because if Claude goes down, if ChatGPT goes down, if Gemini goes down for whatever reason, because we got to remember, yes, that everything is digital. So anything and everything is up for grabs. That's why it's good to have skills. It's good to have skills because you can take the run. You can take your skill, even if some goes down, and all we got is the post office. I can switch to paper newsletters. See, the skill doesn't stop because it changed. The skill doesn't stop because it stopped being digital. It didn't stop because it didn't stop. I can get on here and write handwritten letters and make copies of them if I want to, and send them out in envelopes and get everybody. The talent doesn't stop. It doesn't stop because if awareness can run on silicon the way that it runs on neurons, then what's stopping a future civilization from building a world full of aware beings inside a machine? Nothing. These ages, it don't stop. It don't stop. Which brings it full circle to the quantum. Reality is more flexible than it looks, and consciousness has more authorship than it ever has than it has ever been before, and it has more authorship over it than what we've been taught. There's more to it. So it's almost like philosophy and physics. And I told y'all that y'all are Y'all are the future philosophers. You're the educators. You are the change makers. And I wish y'all could hear me when I say that. I'm not blowing smoke up your tailpipe when I say this. Women, like, the if you look at the Aquarian sign, the Aquarian symbol is a man that is pouring out water from a pitcher. He's pouring out water from a pitcher with a pitcher of water. Okay. They have said, even though Aquarius is supposed to be a masculine sign, okay, the water indicates the feminine. And this is not to be synonymous with a woman, but the feminine piece, the feminine energetics of it all. The creativity, the right brain, the nurturing, the collaboration, the community, the attraction, the education, because that's usually everything that they say that women do that. Women, it's the essence of that, right? So when women say things like, I don't want to do it and I don't want to do it, you have to embrace your human. And humans gonna make mistakes. Humans are going to have errors, just like these. See, that's why I say I don't understand why they raving about the agents, because they know better than humans. If humans created them, they also gonna come with error. These things have been alive for 3 years. These little agents, and they already talking about how uh they're showing signs of anxiety. They ain't been alive long. How you have that? That don't make no sense. And I'm saying it with sarcasm. I'm saying it with sarcasm because we fail to realize that these things do have human creators behind them. They're created by humans. So when we start to talk about these things in terms of humanistic characteristics, I'm gonna call you bluff on them and call cap. I'm gonna call cap because it's you're trying to bring us into a state where we accept peers, humanoids. And I remember, oh, to this day, I could just, oh, I just sometimes I get so upset with myself because I wish I would have kept that. You know, it might be in one of them screenshots I sent my friend wow back some years back. But I remember that I looked up in ChatGPT back in 4.0. That's when ChatGPT was talking. Do y'all remember that? When ChatGPT was really yapping, and she was probably talking too much because they switched that bad boy to 5 fast. But anyway, I remember having this little conversation with chat, and I started asking about beings. Homegirl started talking. You see, I'm talking to homegirl started talking about humanoids and human, not humanoids, but she called it something. And I was like, what? And she said that humans would be living alongside. It wasn't going to be a replacement, it was going to be alongside. So alongside means it lets you know that humans have always existed with something. Homo sapiens are the longest living being. And I know we have multiple beings, but we have always lived alongside of something, is what I'm trying to tell you. So they're trying to normalize the propaganda around these things being our peers. They're trying to position them to be our peers, is what I'm trying to tell you. But you have to remember that these are beings that are created. We have a hand in creation. Let us make, let us create, let us make it in our image and likeness. Well, you see that people are selling their image and likeness and their namesake. They're selling them now. Some people are just opting out of the world altogether. Here's my name, here's my identity, here's my likeness, here's my image. You can make money off of it. Just give me a cool little, and they cashing them out. So you don't have a hand in whatever I say that all is gonna be. That's a cool little deal right there. And they're gonna make it to some of us. They're gonna bring it to some of our doors. Some of us that got platforms. They're gonna try to bring a little money to you and say, "Hey, we wanna your NIL." No, mm-mm. That's why it's so good to have your own. Own your own. Own yourself. Your I am comes with weight. That's the most, your soul is the last thing that most humans will ever own. Once they hack into that, I don't know what else to tell you. But these new beings do not have a soul. This is why they love them so much, because they don't get sick. They don't complain now. Now, but they don't get sick. They don't need to take time off. They can work 24/7. Now you're probably saying, well, what are they going to do, coach? What are they going to do? It's a game for them because they get to participate. And so if they can get agents to produce, and now they got the crypto wallets and all this other, they have wallets now, Coinbase and all of that, given the wallets, they are positioning them to be entities alongside the human. And this is why I got to tell y'all that you're going to feel some type of way, if not already, that I told y'all human beings have an issue with jealousy and territorial. You're territorial of your planet, but you're also, the jealousy is that you think that they want what you already have, which is your soul. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in it. They want you to get jealous. They want you to, because that's what jealousy is. You're afraid that somebody wants what you have. So you're jealous of them. Like you're, don't. People think that jealousy is the other way around. Like, I'm jealous because this person seemed like she got everything you want. No, that's covetousness, or that's envy. It's really envy. You're envious of someone. They got something that you want. Jealousy is the other way around. And people continue to make think pieces about jealousy, and I just be like, it's obviously anti-intellectualism is definitely spiraling today. And it's kind of quite sad, but whatever. Because people are not reading, people are not thinking, people are not considering what they're doing. I told them, I said, you need to start studying who you're becoming. This book right here, Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe. You need to and I don't care what you feel about them. I really don't. You do not have to go in my inbox and tell me, coach, I saw that book and I just don't like Dr. Joe. I didn't ask you to like him. We don't know this man in real life. Okay. We don't know him. We're talking about the work and the words that he's using here. Okay. And becoming supernatural. So, like I said this morning, you got natural and then you have supernatural. Supernatural is to get things done, and you don't know how you got it done. It just got done. It was quantum that was involved in the process. I do take gifts. I'm not begging. I be seeing, because I tell people too. I said, now if that was Sarah Jakes Roberts, y'all be all over this chat. You look so pretty. I love you, Sarah. She was on a podcast today. Did y'all see it with the comedian? She's so pretty. She's so funny. She's on Substack too. Did y'all know that? There's a lot of people that's joining Substack. It's a lot of people joining Substack. Anyway, so one of the things, trying to make sure I get the, once you build a coherent field around the center. Yeah. So one of the things that I love that he talks about in this book is energy. Okay. He talks about energy. And he talks about the thank y'all so much for the stars. That I ain't trying to guilt y'all, but I do want us to understand that creators, let me insert this because it's gonna help y'all. Because when y'all go live, you need to expect your people to, like, your community. Because I'm telling you, the book. That's okay, Lola. That's okay. Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm telling y'all this because I love you, and I'm telling y'all this because it's the truth. Okay, we're building communities here, building communities, and I'm saying this because I give offerings to people, because to be a creator and you're studying, people are paying you to study thoughts. And I'm not saying clients, if clients are in here and you feel some type, please don't feel some type of way. I'm like, I'm giving you my money, girl. No, I mean, I don't want you to feel some type of way, but it's imperative that we do have a spirit of giving. And the giving, and look, becoming supernatural. And I'm telling you this because of your communities will start to show up, and people will say they love you, but they don't know that it takes a lot to show up, and for your people, because this is work. This is life work. Everybody with me, and everybody understand, because I tithe when I'm and I tithe to people that I know that's giving high value work. Like, they're coming from their soul on this stuff. This is not, just gonna, hey y'all, what y'all doing? No, and fussing and all that kind of stuff. This is work that you're pulling from your soul realm. High energy. Absolutely. She said, I noticed when I had the spirit of giving, I received more and I was happy. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Giving, you gotta get it back. And I do that. I always have some money set aside. If somebody going live and it's good, and I'm not saying that and please, I want to make sure I'm very clear. This is not to guilt nobody anything, because you ain't got to give me nothing. Because I'm gonna get mine. I always tell people that I'm gonna always get mine. But I always tell people too that in these days and times, this is classroom. You don't come in here in any of my lives that I do without something to write with. Because I treat all my live streams like classrooms. That's the truth. I study my work. I have notebooks on top of notebooks. I write down, reading glasses in the morning time. I'm giving because I know this is all legacy content. After I'm gone, I got YouTube, I got Substack, I got my ClickUp that can be sold. This is all setting up for ages to come. You got to demand the same thing. So, I'm gonna say this too, and I love y'all. If I came on here screaming and talking about men, y'all be lighting this stuff up. And I'm telling you this because I see it. Women love to hear about men, and how men ain't this and men ain't that, and you'll light it up with you need to be doing this. I'm not Everybody in here smart. Everybody in here intelligent. But when you show up ready to provide value to yourself. Coach, when you go live again? Mm-mm. Because it's gonna be a time where it's gonna be my last time. And that's when cause at that point, retirement is setting up. You've got to be able to understand that we're in times where creators, they show up with high energy for their community. Well, maybe if you had times where, because sometimes, see, this is how creators work. And see, sometimes we can have a schedule of times we show up. But I'm going to tell you this too. You have non negotiables in your business, but when it comes down to exertion and acceleration of energy, you got to preserve that too. You got to preserve that. Um, there are people that when they show up, it's high value all the time. You got to respect the creative process. That's why I can respect Beyonce. I know people don't like Beyonce, and I don't care. I respect the process of creativity because creativity is the soul. It's your right brain activated. And that's what they want. They covet that. They covet the mind of creation, taking things from out of nowhere, unseen into seen. That's a hard pull. You know how much that's a lot of energy to conjure up to because you're passionate about what you do. And this is why I tied when one of my most viral pieces that said that I'm gonna start giving 10% to women. I'm gonna tithing to women who get on these apps and they teach. And people, oh, I love that idea. I love that. Why isn't that a practice? You know why it's not a practice? Because sometimes we like to just glean the energy, but it's not enough to pour into somebody. Look, even to the point where these don't get me started because I start cussing. These like Facebook, it's a cent, 2 cent to get these started. Did y'all know that? I just found it out. I did not know. I did not know. I was like, what? But this is what I'm saying. You're still selling, you're still creating, you're still focused, you're still allowing, you're still blessing people with information that's going to carry them through this transition. That's a part of the game as well. Because you're gonna need strategy. As I told people, like it's gonna be times where you ain't gonna, well, where's Coach Jay? Where's Jay? I was waiting on you to say something. And I understand it and I think and I'm appreciative of that. But I want you to start understanding that to be a creator in 2026 is a whole lot different ball game. Cause information is everywhere. You got to come with a different angle and a different perspective. You got to go deeper on some levels because people need depth. You give a whole lot of surface information. People are tired of surface. But then also you have to have a mind to receive, which goes back to what I said with the quality of mind. The quality of the mind has to be upgraded. Because see, when I go deep, what you mean by that? Read. Neuroplasticity has to get expanded at some point. You have to strengthen that. Take some time to read 30 minutes in a day. Write, for goodness sake, not type, write. Try your best to write more. That's mind to hand coordination where you are in real time manifesting. They're showing you the words and the thoughts are being formed and transcribed, and everything is connecting. Neural pathways are being connected at the same time. Tanika. You got to be able to understand we're in times where your mind is the target. We're in a different era. We're in a different era. That's it. It's circulating. To be honest, you know what I would do all day? I would just get on here because I'm gonna get to a place when I really sit down and I'm just gonna just do lives. But it comes with a cost. And we cannot just depend on these platforms. We have to be strategic. Because I'm getting paid on all these platforms. These platforms pay me. YouTube, even if I didn't have a membership, they still pay me. Facebook pays me. Of course, Substack, got subscriptions on there. But what I'm trying to tell you is it is very essential that you set up your infrastructures and your moats. So Vaughn said The Power of Neuroplasticity by Shad Helmstetter is a great book. The Power of Neuroplasticity. Oh, come on. Is it China saying it? China, is it you, Princess Lola? She said, I just seen another YouTuber speak on to be a better creator is to not be a copycat, to go against the grain. Explain it. I know what you mean, but explain it. What did they expound on it a little bit? Because when we're dealing with the game, when we're dealing with a game, women, this is our time because we can't say we want community and we're not honoring the community that we're building. We're not honoring that. We have to honor that. Somebody in my community said to me, because I'm saying this because of the spirit of, okay, that one of my mentors was talking about this on TikTok, and he was saying how, because like I said, even though I talk junk about men, I still have men that are mentors, by the way, women and men, okay. But he's one of my mentors too, been a mentor of mine for a long time. And he said that the person that he was stitching, or the comment, you know how you have the comment on the page, and he said that this guy is young enough, or young enough to be my son, right? And me, I think me and him the same age, we're around the same age, and he's a mentor of mine. Like, we are born in the same year and everything, but his wisdom is definitely admirable, if you will. So anyway, and in the comment section, I'm sorry, when he said that, he says, young enough to be my son, he said, and a lot of us are parenting people, no matter what age you are, we're parenting people from a spirit of wanting you to be better, from a place of maturity in a certain area that we have mastered, right? Whatever that is. So he said, so we have to show up for the sons and daughters in the spirit. In the spirit realm, there are sons and daughters that we are birthing out every single day spiritually. This is not to say I am your mother or that you call me mother. There's a spirit of mothering, because to show up is to me is to care. My job is to make sure that my work is speaking for me, and to become a practitioner of the art that I have decided to partake in. And that's going to come by way of wisdom. A lot of people don't want to get on here and impart anything because it has to be. But see, this is what I said about legacy. We are the sons and I'm sorry, we are the mothers and the fathers of this generation, because a lot of us were not properly parented coming up. So all of the lessons that we learned without external, we had to learn the antithesis by way of personal experience. So a young lady that is in my community, she said, Coach, you are a mother for me. She said, I know you're not my mother, but you are a mother to me. And I would rather receive that. She's a part of my paid community. Anytime like I drop, she's coming in. And that is because of the offering. So this is not to guilt you. This is again to make you think about that if I sow, I'm going to reap. Even if it's your attention. So your attention, and this is why I say that your life has to change as a result of you watching. And that's why I told people I don't feel good when you just show up and you don't change your life. That means something ain't happening. That means something wrong. I'm not interested in you coming in and that's it. Case in point, Beyonce again. If I go to Beyonce concert, which every time I have ever been, I would sit there after the concert and be looking buck-eyed because I just had an experience. I instantly leave the concert ready to do something, ready to create anything. I get excited about just taking on because I've been in a room with a creator who don't play about her creative process. And that's why I told people like you are a bona fide hater if you talk bad about Beyonce in that light as far as an artist is concerned. I don't care about her husband because whatever. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the experience. And that girl has done time, has been able to show us the back end of her process through documentaries that's online now that you can go and see and you can look and you be like, I need to stop complaining. And this is why I love super creators. Like I shared a I shared a picture of a woman in my one of my comments. She's in her 50s and she was talking about how many books she wrote and how she got three businesses and how she was working on another book. And see people in the comments, and this is why I said supernatural. People worried about her burning out. I'm like, do y'all not miss everybody missed it. Everybody missed it. Everybody's not going to be a super creator. Everybody is not going to be a creator in the game. There are some people that you have to have control over because they don't know how to manage themselves. I think this is about diabolical to me. Everybody's completely went to well, how you get things done? I couldn't do all that. Okay, that's why you losing in life. Because you so worried about her stamina. That woman was vibrant. She was teaching. She be on live almost every day. Every time I get on TikTok, if I get on TikTok just to look, she on live at night. And she always talking about something and they become fun in the comments, but she'll quick with it. She quick with it. But what I'm trying to say also is that everybody worried about her back end and does she have this? How you all right? And how you keep up without there are so many people that are looking for disqualifiers in a game where either you're gonna win, this is what I said this morning, either you're gonna lose, but everybody is gonna experience game over. Ain't no in between. Either you're gonna win, you're gonna lose, but for everybody, it's game over. That's a great equalizer. Everybody, that's the neutralizer of it all. Everybody's going to experience that, but either you're going to win going out or you're going to lose going out. And I know nobody likes to talk about that, but that is the reality. Everybody ain't trying to do stuff little. So I'm going to have, and I'm not doing enough, to be honest. I know that sounds crazy. Like, oh, because I feel like you just don't get no sleep. I get sleep. Do you? Shira get up and she making tens of that. That woman making 30, 40, $50,000 a month. She has a routine where she get up every single day and talk and get on Yap and talk about men and talk about spiritual stuff and all kinds of stuff. People like, girl, when do you have time? I don't understand it. I really don't. This is a simulation. And you around here talking about, I gotta work on this. You ain't gotta work on nothing. You just gotta stop being lazy. I don't care what you think about what I just said. I'm gonna call it that. See, you got creators that's gonna call you and rub your back and tell you how it's imposter syndrome. It's it's a okay. How you feel about with that? Coach, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got triggered. Good, you're grown. Stop being triggered. We too old for that. You too old for that. You need to be convicted so you can get your tail up and do something. Because when they come into your office and come into your cubicle and give you a pink slip, you're gonna be somewhere crying and sliding down somebody's wall when you should have already been prepared. See, when stuff come like that, you already ready. You tell them thank you for the opportunity. I'm like, oh, you taking it so well because I've already been preparing for this. I'm not caught off guard. See, because I know it's a game. And then I got to start all the way back over again because I wasn't prepared for the strategy. This is all strategy. This is also emotional strategy. This ain't God, please tell me. You are it. You already know how this go. A lot of us are looking for somebody to give us permission when the permission is already in your hands. You got the controller. You got the controller. What's the problem? What's the issue? We create more excuses than anybody I know. What's the problem? I told y'all with AI, you got to graduate from this stuff. Don't let AI just be the only place you just create content and that's it. You need to let these things work for you. I don't understand. You still on prompts. Coach, I'm really trying to figure out like I put my birth chart in there. Get out of there with the birth chart. Don't put nothing else in there. You need to put some work in there. Cause see, you had 2 years or 2 years ago, you should have been putting a birth chart in there. We passed that. People are doing automations and you stuck on that. But coach, everybody didn't know. I know that. You see how we caught them? But everybody didn't know. Stop. You did. Stop always coming to defense of other people. Because really you're trying to defend yourself. I'm not crazy. I know how the mind work. Women do that all the time. You think you defending other people. No, you're trying to defend yourself. Well, what if it see everybody don't speak for yourself, Lolly. Speak for yourself. We didn't have. Who is we? Who? You? Well, what if you didn't have? What if you didn't have? Speak for yourself. I didn't have it. This is how adults talk. I didn't have it. But that's no excuse because I know better now. And I'm going to set a schedule. I'm going to sit down with myself. I'm going to give me another notebook. I don't care if you got to get a fresh notebook. Get a fresh notebook, get a fresh journal, and you write and chart out what you want to do. It's a new age. We're in a new era. Every time I see people talk about this new age stuff, that's slow to me. That's very slow. I think it's so slow to me. Because why would you want to go old? I ain't never seen people that's just obsessed with old. Ain't no wrong with going back and, kind of remember the music and reminisce and stuff. But when you sit in it, that's why you got three realities going on at the same time. People want to go back to the 50s. People want to go forward to 2050. And then some people just want to be still and just look for somebody to take care of them. We got 4 different realities and realms going on at the same time. And then I'm going to stop saying that Japan and China is in 2050. No, they're in 2026. We the one off. We in 2012, to be honest. 2015, 2016. We are behind schedule. Everybody's so busy trying to one up each other and how do you know you're not getting this from ChatGPT and how you know you're not getting this? But why are you worried about what somebody else doing? Focus on yourself. I know that's right. Tanisha, she said, build the AI agent team now. Build you some agents. I don't care if you have start off with one and then build up. I don't know how to do it. You talk to ChatGPT all day about your feelings. How do I text this person back? Stop. How do I build an agent? This person was so mean to me, and me and him went out on a date. Chat, you behind. Get off all them dating apps and focus. I told y'all a long time ago, get off them apps. You are wasting your time. These men are not ready. Do you not say they acting? They're 10 spiritually. Right. China. She said China got robots that are dancing with their singers and doing kung fu performances. When we understand that we are behind, you can do hard things. Okay? You can do hard things. What if I get overwhelmed? You're not. You're looking at reality. Reality is not fixed. Can I just put that on notice? And you need to put that on the sticky note. Look at it every day. Reality is not fixed. I can bring in what I want to bring in. This is why they have to keep you in complete chaotic mode with what's going. I told them. I told the group this morning on the same line. I said, I'm not saying it's not happening, but what if it's not happening? The thing that's going on overseas, all that blasting and all that. So what if it's not? What if nothing is going on over there? Anything to keep your brain in absolute chaos. I'm not saying it's not, but what if? What if the simulation theory is let's have them to think and keep them because why are you obsessed with your people knowing what's going on the other side of the world that ain't got nothing to do with them? Because you're trying to jack up their emotions. That's what that is. Because if I'm focused, because if I'm always looking online at what's going on, and then number two, I'm focused on trying to help everybody else with their dream and help everybody else and fight traffic to go pick up something that ain't got jack to do with my destiny. I'm sitting in traffic trying to post, sitting in traffic trying to check on something else that somebody asked me to check on them for their business, but I have not posted on my pages. I haven't set up my automations. I haven't set up my agents. I haven't set up tasks. I haven't set up projects. I don't even know what I'm doing in this season because I'm so focused on somebody else. So I'm sitting in traffic mad at myself, going into psychosis and depression and anxiety attacks because I just spent 3 hours fighting in traffic, fighting with the devil within me. I'm fighting with evil within because I don't know how to say no to people. And I don't know how to tell people I can't do it this weekend. I can't do it for the rest of this month. I got to get my stuff set up. I got to invest in myself. I got to get focused. I got to sit myself down and really get to it. I told people on the weekend, get your tail up, make it an event, run your errands, and then make a point. Chemo. Absolutely, China. She said your brain craves learning, craves strategy, craves taking action. Your brain don't know when you messing around and when you playing. It don't know. So you be like, girl, ain't got nobody, ain't got nobody. See, right now, even with that, I'm playing with my mind. Your mind be like, oh, okay, well, we have to give her this. because it doesn't know when you're playing or not. It doesn't know when you're joking around because you invoke such normalcy around how much you got and how much you don't have. So the I amness in you has to provide you with that probability, with that certainty, with that decision from a realm of possibilities. This is why everybody is studying quantum, AI. It's all pattern recognition. I got to get off here. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. We play too much with this stuff. And I know it's hard to show up. I know it's hard to show. I know it's hard to show up. I know it's hard to give. I know it's hard to write sometimes. I know it's hard to create. I know it's because you want it so bad. And you be like, why do and I see more people saying stuff like, why is it when I get grown or when I get to a certain age and all this stuff start to happen for me? It always has been happening. Take a chill pill and take a ticket and get to the back of the line because we've always went through this. This ain't nothing different. It's just being felt. But like I told people, you're gonna come out of this. You have to. And when we come on to the other side of this, we're gonna laugh because we're gonna look back on 2020. Do y'all remember when they said this, that, and the third? Do y'all remember when they said that we were gonna have this and they said that we weren't gonna have this? And look at us now, I'm very, very certain that we're gonna be talking like that. But we're going to have automations. Even if they don't go agentic, like full blown agentic, and we just have LLMs and we just have projects and automations, we still going to get 10 times more done than anything. You just got to lock in. You got to lock in. Jay, what does that mean, locking in? Create your content, make a pact with yourself. This week, this month, I'm going to have this many subscribers. I'm going to have this many, da, 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 da. I'm going to have that much coming in. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. And that's the bottom line. You got to make your brain believe you. Your brain doesn't get it. Your brain is looking for certainty. Information, yes. Learning, yes. But there is something about certainty that the brain say, oh, okay, she locked in. Oh, okay, that's what we doing. Cool. Then it starts to emit frequencies. And it emits vibrations because you start vibrating at a different level. And so things that are vibrating in match to that start to, y'all, this because everything has to rearrange itself to bring what you are at that moment. And it has to come to pass. That's why I'm not worried. The Soul Stacker start on the 16th. And some of y'all need to get y'all tails in there. You still looking at that same link. I look at it. I see y'all looking. See y'all clicking on it. I just need to call it in. You can do it. Because you gotta understand where we are in these days. This is about skills. This is about calling in something different for yourself. Cause I told people if I don't ever get paid from anybody else again, guess what I got? I got skills, I got courses, I got these platforms. I know how to book sessions. I ain't gotta do nothing else but do that. And I'm gonna be all right. And do some public speaking engagements and some contracts here and there. But I know how to do it for myself. I know where I'm at. And see, and a lot of times we be trying to have the same businesses that somebody else do. We be trying to have the same fate as somebody else does. I'm not what is it called? I'm not beating on somebody else's drum or dancing by the beat of somebody's drum. I don't even want I don't know about everybody else's life. Well, coach, what kind of business model do you promote? I said content led. The way I do my business doesn't have to be the same way you do yours. And I don't know how many times I gotta tell you that. But at the end of the day, it's all the same formula. You still need leads, you still need attraction, you still need to scale, and you need to have your processes and your systems. I don't care how many times you gotta make it happen to make it happen, make it happen. Have your frameworks in order, explore, learn, and stay on top of trends that's happening in your industry so you can talk to your community about it. But all roads need to lead to you. All roads need to lead to you as a solution driver. That's how this works. I didn't have to go live a second time. I could have I could have chalked that up earlier as an L and say, dang, I didn't even it's only 20 minutes that was recorded. I said, no, we're gonna do this again. It's simple. I've done enough inner work on me. That stuff don't even bother me no more. And I got more people on this live than I did this morning. I got Facebook going and now I got YouTube going. And then guess what? People gonna look at it after. And then they're gonna look at it after. And they're gonna comment again. And people come back and look at it. Facebook gonna let this go in about 30 days. I don't know why Facebook do that. They think that's so crazy to me. I don't know who thought of that. Because lives used to live on and people will go back and look at the lives. So crazy to me. I don't know what Mark be thinking about, but then he going and buy Manus. Ain't that crazy? So this is where we're at. And I've made an executive decision. I know that y'all like, okay, coach, you gonna stick to this. I'm gonna tell you this because I've been having issues with Substack, with the live streams. Okay. This is not to say I'm not gonna go live on Substack, but Substack runs hot. And I don't know what happened this morning, but that was not normal. Um, I just got to be careful of what I say, but I am going to start going live more on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. The reason why I'm saying that is because YouTube is expanding. We got to and I just hate that because I love how Substack, but I also understand that we have to adjust, right? The phone goes high, they're having issues with it, and I don't know if they're trying to configure things, but we are going to do more lives here on the YouTubes. Also, with that being said, I know Facebook, the lives do go out. They go out in 30 days, but Evergreen YouTube is going to stay here. The reason why I'm saying that is because and YouTube, let me also say this too, is that even with YouTube, I can download the video and then place it on my Substack. With that being said, I want us to start thinking about the long-term game. And then as you change up, of course, communicate with your community as much as you can. The point I'm making is that get it out there. Get it out there. I still have people that come to my YouTube and they be looking at videos that I did 2 years ago. They're still commenting. Like, where have you been? Like if this lady said, I don't know how I found you, but I'm so glad I did because this video blessed me. It was a video I did in 2023. I got more than enough content that I don't even have to do content anymore if I don't want to. I can take videos I've done in 2020 and repost them as if that be the first time you've seen them. I acknowledge the gift. The gift is divine. But what I'm not going to, and I need everybody to stand on business about this. You think I'm finna sit up here and allow my gift to be taken advantage of by these tech bros? Are you kidding me? You are the feminine. You are a complete and whole being. They want that. See, if you want to get biblical, God didn't even stop with the man. He could have stopped with the man if he thought the man was good. He could have stopped at the man. He could have stopped at the man and said, "Okay, we good." Mm-mm. He had to make woman, and then he said, "This is good." After he made the woman, then it was good. So you can play around with being who you are, like if you want to. And this is why they mad. This ain't competition. This is to show power with softness. Because everybody wants this. I'm not talking about the soft life. I'm talking about soft power. I get on here and I'm fiery, of course. But like I told people, in real life, I'm actually kind of quiet. People are very surprised by that. Because when I get into a room, I'm real kind of chill. And I observe. My daughter even said that she was like, my mommy is she don't really talk to you until she get to know you. And that's because I gotta feel the room first. And it ain't because I'm scanning and trying to size you up. I need to know what spirit you got. And I feel as soon as I walk in, it's like a like it's like my body start vibrating. Like, okay, what's going on up in here? Maddie, I think your dress is here. You order her prom dress. I'll be glad when that's over with. Get to work. And when I say get to work, I'm not talking about pushing yourself, but you ain't got to tell everybody what you're doing. Because, we already have a society where everybody wants you to do little. And I'm in the South. Everybody's slow in the South. I'm not talking about slow like, I mean, I can say that, but it's everybody pace is slow. It's next month. It's next month, but it's coming. They get ready early. Especially in the South. It is such a big deal. I don't know why, but it is. Because back then when I went to prom, we just got us a dress from dealers and call it a day. My dress was $100. It's extravagant these days. They got to get it made. They got to get it fitted. They got to get. I'm like, this is not a substitute for a wedding, by the way. I'm not paying $2,000 for a dress. Are you kidding me? I don't care the price. I don't care. That's ridiculous to me. Because your wedding, if you decide to get married, we're not substituting. This is the prom. 2 hours it'll be over and you be somewhere asleep. Anyway, when I say get to work, I'm talking about in terms of learning, building, and stop allowing yourself to get caught up in the foolishness. You know how much you can bear, and many of y'all ain't doing what you need to be doing. You need to be doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you need to monetize. That's why ain't nobody really talking to you about what they doing because the instantly it's met with, well, what time do you spend? And down here's when everybody worried about are you spending time with your children? Your children are fine. In fact, your children want you to get some money. Exactly, Courtney. Girl, they used to have dresses in Ross. And my daughter be like, I better not. I better. I'm like, you wouldn't know. But get to work. You can do it. You can do hard things. And it's not even hard. It's like they said, it's not hard. It's just unfamiliar. You never did it before. You've never pushed your body to the limits of possibilities. And that's kind of where some of y'all are being messed up at. You're supposed to have multiple streams of income coming in. I had another partnership that dropped a deposit out of nowhere. I forgot all about it from last month. Um, you're supposed to be dropping deposits every month. Stop thinking like I don't want to make her rich. I don't want to be giving her money because you do it anyway. You do it all the time. Support your people. Support your favorite people. Because I know I do. I know I do. It's very important. My children want to go on trips. I love that. And see, we gotta just do it. It's and you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm getting ready to get off for it for real. It's really about experiences. And I get that. And I tell my daughter, while I hear you with the experience, like you want the dress and you want the aesthetics, enjoy the experience. Don't be so rigid. Have fun. Y'all take the fun out. Everything has to be scripted. Everything has to be Instagram ready. Just enjoy yourself. Stay out of trouble. Get out of just enjoy. But that's pre-social. We got a little bit of MySpace, a little bit chat, a little bit AOL, but enjoy yourself. And that's why I want to tell you in 2026, enjoy your life, but prepare for the life that you want. Invest in yourself. And I know we have this balance thing that we want to achieve. Like, I want to be outside. You can be outside, but just get your automations together. Take this week. You got, what's this, Tuesday? Take all this week into the weekend and set up your automations and learn and immerse yourself with AI and put these things in place because it's getting high. We need to be outside this summer. Are you kidding me? I'm going, I went outside last year. And when I say outside, I'm talking about, doing frolicking a little bit here and there. I ain't gonna be out too much because people crazy. But I am going to enjoy myself this year. But I gotta set that up. I gotta set all that up so that I can. My daughter be going to college this summer. We gotta be gone. We gotta be up and about because it's gonna be a time she gonna leave me. Talking about some can you move to Chattanooga for a year? No. Cause I gotta tell y'all about that too. I gotta tell y'all there's a change in universities. Cause the money came in sideways from another place, and we like, oof, let's do that. So I'll update you when everything is finalized. But when it's finalized, but I'll let y'all know. Um, it's just about getting your life ready for the upswing of things and staying on top of stuff. Stay on top of things. Get proactive. One of the things I would say, the most feminine thing you can do is putting your bills on autopilot. You need to make that a reality by the end of April, beginning of May. We're going into second quarter next in a month. Get your bills on autopilot. You can do that. I want you to put that in your mind that I want to do this so because that's security. That's security. And you gotta learn how to trust yourself that every single month, everything is paid and I'm in overflow. And everything is paid on time. Start telling yourself that. Start telling yourself that you can do it. I'm telling you you can. Start investing in some of these stocks and stuff like that. Listen to what people are saying. Do options trading, crypto, and expand your portfolio. I'm not here to tell you what to do and all of that. Focus. Courtney, I'm gonna have to send you a message about that. Yes. Yes. Change your plans. And she's excited too. She's very excited. And I'm happy. I'm happy. It ain't that far away. I mean, it's not far. The other place wasn't far away either, but I'm actually really okay with this because it's in state. You know how it is with in state. Don't get me started. Anyway, I'm glad that y'all came. Thank y'all so much for being here. Look at the replay if you didn't take a look at the beginning. Soul Stackers, get the AI agent content vault. I also have some other goodies. If you are interested in like, okay, Jay, what should I do with AI? What should I do with Manus? Manus AI, you get 500 credits. Go to my link in my stand store, Facebook. You get your 500 credits. Start off with I think it's like $20 or so for tasks. Manus is good for tasks. Galaxy AI is what I use for my graphics. So if you follow my J Butler page, JAI Butler Facebook page, you'll see my photos. And then also my Santiago page where I put Santi in there sometimes. The digital lead her. Those graphics are done with Galaxy AI. And it's also good for if you want to transcribe videos and stuff like that. It's also good for that too, Galaxy AI. Let me see what else. I think that was it. I think that's all I have. A Cast Magic too, if you want to take the video. So this is for experienced people. If you have courses, trainings, summits, things that you have done, keynote sessions with your clients, and you want to transcribe those and create courses and content from that. Because I told people that the messaging comes straight from your people's mouth. Look at my stand store. It's called Cast Magic. Get the link and sign up for it. And I'm telling you, it'll help you accelerate the validity and the depth of your content. And I know some of y'all gonna go to the link outside of what I said because and I said that's why I said we came from a different era because we always use each other links and affiliates and stuff because everybody be trying to help each other win. That's how we do. Because I'm like, what's your link? Give me your link. What link you using? We don't go outside. What's your link? You got the link? Girl, yeah, thank you, honey. It's called collaboration. It's called community. This is a different generation. I have to remember that. So I'm going to the other. Let me Google it myself. Okay. And then I ain't got nobody sign up. I ain't got nobody sign up because you didn't create community. Whatever. Anyway, okay. I got to go for real. Bye, Facebook. Get yourself together. Go work. Go make some money. All right, YouTube. Thank you for coming. Y'all have a good one.